All right, for either one of you gentlemen, I mean, first things first, a lot of times when people hear or see a snake like this up close and personal, they'll be really quite scared. When you guys see this and you handle them so easily and with perfect care, what comes to mind when you guys see these snakes?
I like to think safety. I like to think about everything that's going on around me, especially my fellow JCs. Like I keep a watch over Dale and see where he's at and you're at, and I have positive control at all times.
Del, if I was to encounter one of these in the wild, I'm out hiking in the park, maybe my backyard has a lot of room, what should I do?
You should make sure there aren't any of the others around, because a lot of times they're ambush predators, so they'll be monitoring the same runs that rats and rabbits use. And just make sure there aren't any other snakes around you, and then just back away safely. They're not going to chase you. They're not aggressive, as it were.
Now, I remember a couple of your colleagues came here last year, and this is such a cool experience for us, but for the people across West Texas, they'll also be able to have the opportunity to meet you two guys, see these snakes up and close. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yes, sir. Well, it's the 67th world's largest rattlesnake roundup. We'll have a little bit of everything there at the roundup for everybody. We've got a milking pit. We've got a safety and handling demonstration pit. We've got a skinning pit. There's going to be a gun, coin, and knife show. There's a swap meet out in the park. There's going to be vendors out, like more vendors than you can imagine. So it's a big thing, and it brings a lot of good into our economy every year.
A little bit of something for everyone.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
You mentioned the economy. What is it like to see people from across this region come to Sweetwater to check out this great show that you guys put on each and every year?
It's absolutely amazing. We did an economic impact survey a couple of years ago. I think it was 2016, 2017. We brought in $8.1 million to the Sweetwater economy just on Roundup weekend.
That is amazing. That is a huge amount of money. Now, when you guys are going around town with these rattlesnakes or across the region with these rattlesnakes, obviously they come in this box. How do they handle to going around the area?
Step back a little bit. There we go. Albert?
Well, they handle pretty well. I mean, they do like to have concealment, so being in the box doesn't really bother them at all, actually. I mean, we try to play some nice snake jazz for them every now and then, you know.
There you go. Hey, who doesn't like some snake jazz or smooth jazz? Now, some people will say milking the snake. What exactly is that, and why is that beneficial?
So we take the milk out of the snake, and that's actually a synthetic version of diamondback snake venom that the Careflight shot is made out of. It's a hemotoxin, so as soon as it gets in, it starts breaking down your blood. So we milk all the snakes before they get around to the other areas. It takes a while for the venom to refill in their venom glands. Not saying that they can't still bite you and it's not still dangerous, but it's a little less dangerous for all the rest of the pits that get a hold of the snake. So they usually go to get milked first.
What haven't I brought up or asked you two gentlemen that you'd like to get across?
It's one of the greatest shows around. We would love to have everybody come out and learn some stuff about, safety handling demonstration, learn stuff about Western Diamondbacks, and just come out and have a good time. We'll have the roundup will be the 14th, 15th, and 16th. We'll have the Miss Snake Charmer pageant will be on the 13th in the evening. Thursday afternoon we'll have a big parade to kick it all off, and Friday morning we open the doors. Now,
forgive me for this question, I guess. Where do you guys find all these snakes? You guys just can't be going out through the state parks and seeing what you can find.
Well, actually, we're not allowed to hunt in the state parks, but we do have a lot of farmers and ranchers who are more than willing to have us come out and check out their land, go out, and we've been hunting the same dens at the same places for years, and we're not making a dent in the population. There's plenty of them. So we go out and we'll go out on extractions. We'll pull snakes out of cellars, cisterns. People call us up and say, hey, we've got a den of snakes. Usually there's not, but sometimes we stumble across one. And we also have hunters that bring in the snakes.
That's kind of a good thing when you get to go out to these ranchers' properties, because you guys are getting the snakes, you get to milk them. It helps obviously with this annual event. And then obviously the snakes are coming off of their property, and one less thing to potentially hurt their livestock.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's good community building as well.
I totally believe that. What did they say? The hand washes the face, the other hand washes the back. Something
like
something
that.
along
One
those
hand washes
lines.
the other, maybe?
Yeah,
I don't know.
hey, we'll go with that as well. Can anyone become a member of the Sweetwater Jaycees? How can they get involved with your organization?
Absolutely. You have to be 21 and up to become a Sweetwater JC. We do have a junior chapter that are the J-Teens. I believe they started about 13. They run till 18. You have to be 21 years old to be a JC member, and then you can be a JC member until you're 39. Then you rooster out and become one of the old guys like me.
You're young.
But, oh, I wish. But yeah, so anybody that wants to be a JC member, wants to give back to the community, we're a 501(c) organization. We're an international organization. Come in, pay your dues. We're going to do a background check because we do work with kids at the J-Teens. And then just start helping out where you can. We do a Thanksgiving Day feed. We do a Veterans Day feed. We sponsor sports teams, like all of the good things we do for the community.
Is there a lot of training that has to go into this? Because obviously you are dealing with a snake that could potentially bite you and there could be very harmful consequences.
Yes, sir. We've got about 12 or 15 people inside the club that handle rattlesnakes on a regular basis. Albert and myself are some. We've got a group of about 8 of us that go down every year to Austin to show snakes at the Capitol. Most people in the club don't even have to worry about touching a snake except for initiation. And then you don't even have to. So,
How did you two gentlemen get involved?
I retired from the Army and needed something to do. A buddy of mine said, hey, come down and help us set up for the Roundup. And they said, well, you can handle snakes. Why don't you come to Austin with us next year? That was 10, 11 years ago, and now I'm the PR chairman. I don't know how that happened.
Mine's kind of similar as well. After I did my deployments and I got out of the Marine Corps, I moved back to my hometown. I've grown up in Sweetwater. It's been a pretty cool experience because it's a real great way to give back and everything. And at first, I was just a guest for like 3 years until I finally decided, like, yeah, I think I wanted to be able to join this organization and give back to my community. And I think it's been over 6 years, right? I don't know. I've lost track, to be honest.
Hey, time flies when you're having fun. Gentlemen,
Yes, sir.
thank you for your service to this nation, first of all. Anything else I didn't ask you or bring up that you didn't get across at all? I thought of something else. How much pride is there for you guys and the community of Sweetwater every year?
Well, the community really enjoys it because, again, we have a huge economic impact on the community, and I really enjoy it because it gives me the chance to give back. And my favorite part of fooling with these guys and going around and doing TV spots and radio spots and safety demonstrations is the fact that I get to give back and educate some people and teach them how you don't have to be afraid of him. Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, these two have been very well behaved, for lack of a better term, as the tail starts kicking up. Are there any misnomers people should know about?
The number of buttons on the tail is not how old the snake is. That is how well fed the snake is. If they break off a fang, there's another one ready to come down and take its place. So, I don't know what else. They're ambush predators.
They don't get cavities.
Yeah, true story.
If we could only be so lucky.
Right?
Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for making the time. And again, thank you for your service.
Not a problem.